As nature-based solutions lead, I've been brought in to look for alternative approaches and solutions, and that's very much looking to nature and what natural options are available to us to deliver some of the same functions, but from a different kind of viewpoint.
This approach is gaining momentum across various sectors. Urban planners and designers are increasingly incorporating these principles into community development. When we analyze engineering solutions, we typically measure success through a single metric, effectiveness at a specific function. But nature-based solutions transform this equation by delivering multiple quantifiable benefits simultaneously.
I have a passion for nature and conservation and biodiversity, and it's a kind of my agenda to try and push that as much as possible and deliver solutions that cater multiple beneficial outcomes for the environment, for organisms around us, and deliver all of that sort of suite of co-benefits we would describe it as, that we would be looking to really make sort of lasting enhancements. A great one, classic nature-based solutions approach is sort of mangroves. They sequester huge amounts of carbon, so they help to address climate change. They provide invaluable habitat for fisheries. Small fish and organisms live amongst the roots in the water, and that helps to underpin local economies through fisheries and livelihoods, actually going out and doing the fishing and other habitat for birds and things, whilst also providing us with that function of coastal protection and safeguarding against storms. I think that's a really great example, but there's so many different approaches, and part of the challenge for us is also trying to identify from the huge plethora of different nature-based solutions approaches exactly what it is we can do for any given client in any given situation.
When comparing life cycle metrics of traditional versus nature-based solutions, the numbers reveal a stark contrast in resilience and sustainability.
The inherent properties of nature, it has resilience, is designed to bounce back to shocks. If there's a drought, invariably things will die back, but they will regenerate and spring back. So you can build a seawall out of concrete, but ultimately in time that will break and crack and fail, and therefore then needs rebuilding, and there's huge carbon consequences that go with that. Whereas if you designed and built a living coastline, a living shoreline, it just regenerates. There might be a storm that might wash some away, but actually give it time and it will replenish itself.
The data extends beyond environmental metrics to include social and community benefits, creating a comprehensive return on investment.
You provide for the community, and there's that whole sort of additional range of benefits as well. So it's not just a living shoreline for coastal protection, but people can go out and enjoy walks along the coastline and in the dune system and do some nature watching and such like.
To make these solutions viable in the long term, we need to quantify their economic value alongside their environmental benefits.
For the things that I'm looking at trying to do is, let's try and actually quantify what those goods and services that nature provides. So it might be a forest, and that could be timber or honey. If it's on a floodplain, it can then provide flood retention and reduce flooding. So that actually, we can quantify that, and then we can be looking at what's that actual economic benefit. So for me, it's a really major focus on natural capital and looking at how we can integrate those nature-based solutions into really every level of work that we're doing, from the master planning, those early stages, right through to that long-term delivery of infrastructure across a whole range of environments.
Time works in favor of nature-based solutions, not against them.
Looking at a nature-based solutions approach, hopefully if it's specified right and if it's managed appropriately, and understandably some might need annual maintenance or on a different periodic cycle, it should just continue in perpetuity almost. And so it's these kind of longer term solutions and options that I think personally are the future and what we should be looking towards more often.
The data presents a clear case. Nature-based solutions deliver superior outcomes across multiple metrics. But perhaps the most powerful metric is their lasting impact for future generations.
Thinking about how can we actually make the environment, our physical and natural environment, as healthy as it can be, so that it can still be enjoyed by the generations to come.
Learn more with Nexus. Published by GHD, where ideas connect.